processus zygomaticus of the frontal bone on the posterior. This is a mastoid process, and from the below the border, this is a zygomatic arch. On this fossa located temporal muscle. That's all. I will explain for you the most difficult fossa. Yeah. Положи этот на компьютер. Шафал, что можно тебя попросить считать? Целый череп. Целый? Баракаллах.
Barakallah fi kazayim.
So, here, this is a fossa pterygopalatine. So, this fossa, because first of all, you won't find it yourself. This is this fossa. Here. This fossa. Pterygopalatine. So, this fossa, here, lots of confuses on this fossa. Why? First of all, I will explain. There are 3, can be 4, or maybe 5 walls. It depends on the book where you are going to read. It can be 3, 4, or even 5 walls. That will be depend where you read, what book you are going to read. On the classic, there are just 3 walls. The front wall, the back wall, and the medial wall. On some of the book, in the Gray's Anatomy, you may find the 4th wall. This is the superior or the upper wall. On another book, I don't remember.
Wall's Anatomy.
Oh, I think I read it in French. There are the 5th wall, and they write that there is the lateral wall. But about everything I will explain for you. First of all, the front wall. The front wall, it will be the tuber maxilla. The tuber maxilla. This one. Tuber maxilla. Tuber maxilla. The back wall will be the pterygoid process. This one. You know, the pterygoid process. Pterygoid process. And the medial wall, will be the perpendicular plate of the palatine bone. Is here. This. So, let's Gray's Anatomy. He's describing the superior wall. The superior wall, he writes that this is a orbital surface of the greater wing of the sphenoid bone. So he described this part, the superior wall. If you will answer just 3 wall, it's not a problem. In the France, they describe another wall, the lateral wall. But they write the lateral wall, it turns to infratemporal fossa. So it's turned to intratemporal fossa. So here, this is the lateral wall. How they text. So, borders we call. Right now, this fossa has 5 connections with a different area of the skull. The first connection, this is with the eye, or with an orbit. Through this one. This one, fissure orbital inferior. This one, fissure orbital inferior.
اللاترال
Fissura orbitalis inferior.
inferior.
This one. The next one. The next, it will connect with the nasal cavity. Aperture sphena palatinum. The aperture sphenum palatinum located here. So, this one is here. You may see that. Yeah? With the nasal, you see, I'm in nasal cavity right now. See? Much better from here. Sphena palatinum aperture.
اللي تحت العين على طول صح؟
عايز فيك
From nose you won't find it. From nose you won't find it. I will make you sure. Because everywhere the nose is broken. So with the nasal cavity. The next one. The next. With the oral cavity. Through the canal palatine greater. It's easy. Obviously. Through the medial floor of the cranial part of the skull. Through the foramen. Through the foramen rotundum. So from here, yeah, you will find the foramen rotundum. It will open to the fossa pterygopalatine, so from here. Much better if you will find it here, and you will show, because it's entry, you see here, to the pterygopalatine fossa. You may see that, you may see that.
ده وين موزك من السير
I don't.
From here, just show here the foramen rotundum. You may show it from here. You may just show it the foramen rotundum. And the last one with the foramen lacerum, or with external base of the skull through the pterygoid canal. Pterygoid canal, everyone knows where does it locate. Yeah?
ما خدناهاش لا.
Everything is easy.
Maybe I can say that.
ايوه
يا راسك عمزم.
عمال نشوف يا جدعان ما تلفناش بقى اللي تصوروا هنا
دي.
جايين نصور
See? It's easy. So, so the 5 connection. Show the walls we show and what's located on the fossa. There they will be located. The nerve, arteries, and veins. So, easy, easy. Get it? Get it. So, why did I bring the skull?
يمين ولا شمال يا اسطى؟
This one, original,
original ايه؟
of course.
تاني نستاش
Настоящий. Настоящий.
خد بالك عشان هتكلم تاني هحطك مكانها.
So, about the development of the skull. All the skull development from the, all of our body development from the pharyngeal arch. So, we will learn just the 2 pharyngeal arch. The first and the second. First pharyngeal arch, it's called the maxillary arch. The second, they call it the, how do they call it?
يعني في كرسي
Hyoid arch. So, the first pharyngeal, normally all the skull and the face development on the, it will be development and achieving the completed development till the 10th week of the embryology development. So, the embryo on the 10th week, he had completed his face. Get it? Inside of you. No, not inside of all of you, inside of the girls or women. So, all of the skull developments in the 3 or 2 stages. You remember, yes, stages of the development of the skull. The difference between of development just in one stage, that there is no, which stage? The membranous stage. It can be or it can't be. So, for example, it can be the cartilage after the membranous stage and after the bone
Bones.
stage. So, one of stages you may just jump through the cartilage stage. So it won't be the cartilage, membrane, and it wants bone. Or it can be membrane, cartilage, and bone. So, how to remember? Where it will be membranous stage, where it will be cartilage stage, and where it will be the bone stage. Remember, too easy. The fornix of the skull will develop and will pass all 3 stages. Why? And the basement, just 2 stages. It will pass at once to the bone. Why? Everything is easy. You remember the weak place of the skull. I just said for it. It is fontanelles. There is the anterior fontanelle, the posterior fontanelle. The anterior and posterior fontanelle, this is kind of the what? This is the sutures, yeah. And normally you have here the fontanelle when you just born. Because I've told you, the regulation of the cranial pressure go through the fontanelles. So, here if there is a fontanelles, here is a membrane. And this membrane won't close with the cartilage. This membrane will close at once with the bone. So here, the fornix of the skull will develop just with the 2 stages because of the fontanelles. Что? Нет. Да, все лежит. Все. So, it's going to be here 2 stages because here is going to be membrane. Here is already bone everywhere except for here. Here is membrane. But here it's impossible to have what? To have the cartilage. This membrane will turn to the bone at once. But we can't say here. Here is going to be 3 stages. Because here it will be first of all membrane. And after all of it, this membrane will turn to the cartilage. And after it will turn to the bone. Why here is the longer? Here the vascular zone is more than here. Here we need more protection than here. To get the destination to this area more difficult than to this area. So here we need a bone more, right? Right. So yeah, we need for protection our brain. So here it will be 2 stages because we need it. We need here the bone for protection. This is why. Cartilage will stay only in the few parts. This is one parts, the nose and the ears. The rest areas we're going to have all completed ossification process. So we're going to have the bones everywhere. So here 2 stages, on the basement 3 stages. Get it? Get it. Any questions?
استنى عايز اسال سؤال عادي ولا؟
اسال.
Doctor, I can understand this. I don't understand this for بتاعت الودن وال the last part.
كده جبريل برؤوش
The fornix,
nose and
cartilage stay only in 2 parts of our body. Nose and ears. This one, that you are able, external ear and the nose. But the nose, only the lower part of the nose. There are no there.
Cartridge.
Here, there is just a pad.
У меня нету.
There are cartilages. The problem, remember one thing on the cartilages. Cartilages, they don't have blood supply. So, if you ever notice that there is a breakage of the ears, yeah, for example, who the boxers or MMA fighter, they have the problem with the ears. Yeah, the cartilage will never recover. The cartilage will never grow. Get it? Because the cartilage, they don't have innervation and the blood supply. They don't have it. This is why if there is a breakage of the ear, you will have it forever. If you won't do the plastic.
دي لحمة صح؟
يا عمي ده كارتليج ده كارتليج انت عندك مش مكسور ده بص عندي ما فيش
Questions?
انت اصلا غلط بتاع كله غلط
لما تبقى وحش كده بقى
Questions?
نو كويشنز
No questions.
Thank you.
Too smart.
تبقى وحش كده ان شاء الله تبقى ايه
Go back home, study, and then we'll bring questions.
Okay.
Yes.
And when is the test?
Как я могу посещать занятия? Онлайн
He will
будешь,
give
что ли?
us
Конечно, будет.
Ну, когда надо?
only when this test is complete.
Как когда?
You know, but psychology
Знаем,
is saying it's
сколько
not
подруга
finished.
будет.
Because once we finish,
No.
А у меня расписания нет.
Какого расписания нет?
Ну,
На сайте есть. Чего расписание?
تروح على جروب
я
بس
мне
Чего расписания нет?
для студентов, которые видите, у меня нету. Я буду
У них
посещать
такое же
студентов.
расписание.
Такой же?
Да.
У них сейчас занят в анатомии сейчас.
У них нету сейчас.
Вот.
Будет потом.
Будет потом.
Вон,
Когда
ага,
не будет.
ясно.
Когда не будет, да. Так как мы будем ну, сдавать экзамен, тесты итоговые?
Потом приедете и сдадите.
Когда я приеду,
Да.
ну как так?
Потом приедете и
Ну,
сдадите.
они как они сдадут тесты?
Они, когда приедут, сдадут.
لما ترجع
Они приедут?
Конечно.
Да блин.
А что, вы не хотите приезжать? Вы не приезжаете?
Ну, а 3 года вообще не выехал домой.
Кому?
Ну,
Вы не уезжали?
3 года вообще не выехал.
Что вот сейчас можете ехать.
Ну, слава богу. Ваиль, комедия.
Потом обратно не приедете.
Ну, у меня виза продленная.
Не приедете вы обратно.
Я в Раббина приеду. В Раббина приеду.
Как вы приедете?
Приеду. Я разберусь.
С кем?
Ну,
Россия не принимает.
принимает. Если у меня виза определенная, я могу...
عملوها كارانتينا وحطوا الطيران يا
Это
باشا
вы так думаете.
Ну,
Мы уже летали домой.